Gotta pretend like I know where I'm going. I got a little speed there.
You want me to go out? Oh God! Should we go out and tighten up the coilovers real quick?
Yeah, we gotta see lower.
I can stop and stiffen them real quick. Oh God!
And a cross train.
Oh!
Hard bottom. Boy, that's what we're gonna do. Just remember, if anything goes bad, you're the one that told me to drive.
That's true. What's up, Brite Nation?
Hi.
So today is a very special, not special, I don't know what it is. So today's gonna be the first day.
Kevin is leaving.
I am leaving.
Kevin is leaving to go get some cool stuff done to the Demon Child.
So I'm headed to go get the Demon Child shock tuned. Chris is headed to Vegas to drop the LS7 off from Brittany's splooge vet.
Don't call it that, because then people will actually start calling it that. That's not its name.
Because that got, that spun a bearing, and that's going down to Vegas to get torn apart and rebuilt.
But the reason that this is so special is because this is going to be the first. That's my mom back there, by the way, also. But this is going to be the first nights and days that Kevin and I have spent apart.
In like 2 years.
In like 2 years. I want you guys to let that sink in for just a second here. The first time we will be apart for even a single night, let alone 3 whole days, in like 2 years.
I know.
We are together 24/7.
You know what's crazy? We will all 3 of us be in different states tonight.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. We will.
I will be in Northern Nevada, you'll be in Utah, he'll be in California.
Woohoo!
But anyway, so yeah, I'm taking the Demon, and this is kind of a pain in the butt right now, in a little sense that it has, I think, just over a 200-mile range if I'm cruising and I don't race anybody. Well, there's a section of desert that there's 210 miles between fuel stations.
First world problems.
I think it does more than that, but I haven't actually driven it long enough. I
really
haven't driven it much to know what it'll do. All right, so you guys are coming with me. I don't know if Chris is filming anything, but y'all are coming with me on my journey to maybe get stranded in the desert with this, but also shock tune this with Shock Jesus, Phil Licardi. So, as you can see, I somehow chose the most probably desolate route, although any route from southern Utah to northern Nevada is pretty much a desolate route. Out in the middle of nowhere, my phone won't load the maps, so when I unplugged it to film this, it takes you out of the maps. I went back in and I have no service. So let's hope nothing happens out here. Currently getting about 11 miles to the gallon. Not too bad for a big supercharged motor. Not the most ideal thing to choose to go on like a 9-10 hour drive, but not bypassing any gas stations. Like if I get to a gas station and I've got nearly a full tank, I should probably just stop. Right now with no service, I can't search for the next gas station. I plotted it out ahead of time, which is what you should do, but then when I lost service, I don't have that anymore. Yeah. Alright, so I just filled up in this small town, and I've got 162 miles to the next gas station, so we should be fine. It says range 200, so as long as I don't do anything stupid like trying to top out the Jeep down this straight, I should have enough fuel. I'm just kidding. It's a little update. I've hit a pretty strong headwind, and I've been climbing quite a few mountains. I've got 50 miles to the gas station right now, but 63 miles of range. Yeah, this headwind's killing me right now. Crisis averted. I've got 3.5 miles to the gas station. So, see, there was no worry. I didn't have range anxiety at all. Oh, 10-mile range as we pull into the gas station. So that worked out pretty good. $5 for 91. Cool. So I finally made it out here to, are we Reno area?
South Reno.
South Reno.
Yeah, like an hour.
Holy shit. So I made over to Liberty Mountain Fab, which is Phil, who's going to be tuning this thing, tuning the shocks. So what was your first impression of this thing?
It doesn't have enough horse torque or llama brakes.
Yeah. Hold on, let's ask your wife. What was your first thinking?
There you go.
You said it was effing stupid?
It was fucking stupid. Can I say that?
Yes,
Sorry.
you can. I like how she's just giggling.
This is so much fun.
It's gonna get expensive.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
It's not bad. I mean, we'll make some gains, but much over here, just lights off. That's amazing. Hope I remember where we're at. We don't run up on a big G out or something crazy. Then we get the suspension to then bring on the G out. It's not that bad.
It's the, no.
For a regular coilover, no real bypass.
It's mostly the fast, shoppy stuff. Or like I said, it's mostly like a pothole.
Yeah.
It's mostly like the potholes or.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, you feel that one?
We shouldn't have felt that cross curve.
Oh, like that right
Shouldn't have
there.
felt that. Yeah.
Right. So that's all I'm talking about. Like the rest actually feels
It does.
pretty good.
I know you only talk about, but I'm having a great time.
Just gotta pretend like I know where I'm going. Alright, pick up a little speed there.
You want to like tighten? You want me to go out? Oh god! Should we go out and tighten up the coilovers real quick?
Yeah, we gotta see what we're
I can
working
stop
on.
and stiffen them real quick.
Right here, just a little
Oh god!
bit. And a cross grain.
Oh!
Hard bottom, hard bottom. We got some work to do. Not too bad though.
Well, I think everything's on full soft right now.
I like it. Just remember, if anything goes bad, you're the one that told me to drive.
That's true.
So, Tim, we're on his normal, like.
Oh, I know. We came through here in the Ultra
I've
4.
never been here. I'm just guessing where all these turns and bumps and hills are. Don't worry about the speedometer numbers. My rear wheel's turning. This is way more impressive than 392.
Well, yeah, it's a different level for
Almost
sure.
twice. Oh yeah, she's got all the horsepower. Alright, there we go. Opens up.
Jesus Christ.
I'll run down this.
You know, I just drove this here 10 hours, right?
Wait, what's wrong with that? It's built very well.
We're gonna have to go get gas in the morning first, too.
That's fine. We'll get gas missing. It really works pretty good. You just gotta be, see, like we need to clean that up. It could eat those up way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be burning up back here or not. Like, I'm sweating my
Are you? Is the heat on?
I think it's just I've never been actually in a car with somebody driving like that.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do a thing. What's oh god. Oh Jesus. Oh!
Oh, I forgot about the whoops.
Oh!
It ate them up though.
Sort of.
Fine. Oh, it's fine.
It was fine.
But we're not gonna hit
Holy shit. Oh my
We're
god, that
not
would
gonna
just
hit
go. We would have died.
that. No, it would be fine.
Kevin's like, Phil's never driving ever again.
I'm gonna send this last 48
Kevin's
seconds to Brittany.
Kevin's going to bed and I'm
He's like, I'm going back out.
I'm swapping this motor.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God, you gotta let me out of this. So, I'm always the one driving. I would say that's pretty intense. I know that road, but I don't know that road. Especially with somebody doing like 100 miles an hour.
Tires aren't even hot.
Because the rear ones are the ones spinning. Those are the front steer tires.
The rears aren't even hot.
You're parked on snow. He's literally parked on snow. All right, good morning, guys. So you know Phil Licardi here at Liberty Mountain Fab. He tuned the Bomber when we tuned it and went jumping it and finally got that confidence. That was because of this guy here. So he's a shock tuner. That's what you mostly do. Like you service shocks, you service coilovers, you tune people's vehicles, right? You do all that kind of stuff.
That's life these days.
Which is why I just drove 9 hours up here, because I can't rest. I don't know. We've been gone for a month, and I'm like, oh, I've got a couple days off. Hey, it's supposed to snow next week. I'm like, Phil, you got a day? So the Demon, we went with coilovers all around. The Stepchild has springs and bypasses, which I absolutely love. This is my first coilover vehicle. It does have high-speed, low-speed compression all the way around, but when they were built by Bilstein, it was like a shot in the dark. Well, we don't know the weight of the Demon. We don't know how it's set up. I didn't know if we were going to have a spare tire or not, which would have been a 40 and a beadlock wheel. So they did what they could, and they sent it to us. Now, you drove it last night. What was your initial impressions for basically them just shooting in the dark?
I thought it was phenomenal for what it is. The amount of adjustment you get from those clickers is crazy. I mean, even compared to some of the other manufacturers, it's a substantial.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I want to show you right now. And what my biggest thing was, I told him, I was like, the front feels okay, and I have a lot of adjustment in the front. The back, though, I think they were adjusting for more weight.
Sure.
Like they thought there was going to be a few hundred pounds back there, and the back is what is kind of stiff. But let me show you. I'm going to film him, and he can kind of show you what's happening and like what's good and bad.
This is how I prefer my vehicles to move. I want it to move like it's a free-flowing bypass all the time. That's just my personal preference. Now with this engine, it's a little excessive, but like if your suspension can move like this, chances are it's going to be very, very compliant in the rough stuff. Now, it could do too much, it can bottom out. Like this bottoms out, it gets into the bumps a little bit quicker than we want it to, so we're going to go in, make a little bit of a change, not a lot to the front. The front is very good, but even like, I'll just click this one side. Okay, we'll just shut the low speed, and it's just one side, but now it doesn't move like
You're giving it
by any means. So, once you start doing that, I don't know, what's that, 20% of the total valving or something? I mean, it's pretty incredible how much it'll choke the flow. But what we'll do is we're going to go in, we're going to stiffen up a couple things. We can actually stiffen the rebound a little bit too, because this whole powertrain package, I mean, it'll go full extend. You damn near need a suck down winch on it. Just to
so you guys have seen when I've
steady.
launched it and the whole thing just like brah, it just stands up. You don't want to go too much with the rebound, because then it starts getting stiff that way, right?
Yeah, it won't be compliant anymore in the rough stuff.
So the rear is all the way on soft right now.
Yeah.
And go ahead and
it moves like it's shut. So we're going to go in, we're going to loosen everything up in the back, get it to float like the front does, go out, test again, see where we're at with the clickers, and
then we have the crossover rings we can also bring in.
that's going to be another huge factor.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just get this thing partying.
All right, so now that we got the rear coilovers off, we go over to the room of magic, the magic room, the love room. I don't know. So we've got a trailer here on the side of the house that has all the setup. Do you need me? Oh, you already grabbed it all. Sick. So luckily, as you see here, a while ago I'd ordered a whole Bilstein shim kit. So there's shims front and back here. This is an entire rebuild kit with pistons and ends and all kinds of stuff. And then these were the springs that I originally pulled off, because what was on there was too much. It was too much. So these are I'll just do that, get the springs out. We're actually going to swap the springs around. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm learning every time I see him. I put the taller spring on top and the shorter spring on the bottom because the taller spring that we had was lighter weight, and I thought that the lighter weight needed to be on top. That's not necessarily the case. So
It's just how harsh you want the transition to be. The lighter rate on the bottom, while it's not super traditional, it makes for a softer transfer.
well, we're going to try that out.
We're going to try that out.
All right, so this is all apart. And like I said, they sent me a shim kit, which looks like it has. So it has pretty much everything.
Very well stocked.
Sick. Yeah. And so he just knows what shims to put on. This is years of knowing what you're doing.
We did a stiffer compression stack, but I fluttered it, so it's going to take the edge off on those initial hits, hopefully. And then the rebound is quite a bit faster now. Should change the program tremendously to the point where when your clickers are wide open, it's just super plush, and when you shut them down, should should have everything you need.
Sick.
Yeah, there's tons of bypassing in that too. That's pretty handy.
All right, so we got the rear back on. You wanna show them a little booty dance?
A little better.
So it actually it moves. And then now he's gonna dial in the crossover, transition rings, crossover rings, whatever you're gonna call it. So it's these guys right here, these rings that are inside there. That's gonna determine when it crosses over to the new spring rate. You gotta remember I drove this here and I have a 9-hour drive home.
I can always put it on the trailer and take my truck to it.
I have terrible friends. He says, yeah, they can go a little faster. Yeah, I can, but I don't have a harness or a race seat, Phil. I don't know what my face looks like there. I want to know what my face looked like going through there, but it was getting it.
That's the YouTube star I was looking for. All right, now we're doing things.
Dude, that felt good.
Yeah, no, that looked great.
That last bump scares me though, because it's sideways, and I know I hit the right front first, and just
that's how we diagnose if the chassis is going to be unsettled or not. And if you come off one of those without it getting completely out of shape, making a U-turn, you're doing big things. We go out a little deeper now.
We should go deeper.
Yeah,
that's what she said. Yeah.
On the spot. So obviously your spot on the left.
This?
Yeah, you're gonna run them.
What?
It's gonna eat them up.
This?
Yep. So big time right here.
What are you talking about?
That's gonna be fine.
I don't know if that came across on camera. Those are big.
They're not big. It's fine. Everything's fine. So what you're gonna do is your first pass. It's gonna be about 45 miles per hour.
Just constant throttle.
Yep. Just keep breathing. Don't let out until you're through them. And then we'll see what it does. If it does a good job, then go for some more cool views.
He really thinks this is a race car.
I'm gonna dig the butt out of this.
I mean, I gotta trust him, right? Wow. The thing is, I have no idea what my face looks like on that until I watch it later. He's got his hands out.
Is it a race car now?
I'm in here, I'm like, oh, he's the tuner, gotta trust him. And all of a sudden I started going across it. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Just,
pick it up 10.
Now he's just trying to break. Now he's like, I got a shop, we can fix it. Pick it up 10, he says. Alright, so I'm gonna try not to have a dumb face, but I don't think that's possible. My face is kind of just dumb. Holy shiitake mushrooms. I need harnesses, but holy crap.
Yeah.
How did it look from the outside?
They look fantastic.
They look good?
I think probably gonna sell some products.
Alright. We're gonna do another turn around and go. Houston, we have a problem. Not a huge problem, but we got a problem. That's a lot of fluid. Luckily, it's just power steering fluid, and it's just this guy right here. Just dripped oil on my phone. So I don't know if that's just bent and broken or just needs to be tightened and we need fluid. Not a big deal. Feels close. So I told you it wasn't a race car. You broke my street Jeep.
No, I was driving that time. Good thing I didn't break it last time.
Our savior.
Hi, guys.
Look, it's our savior. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for taking time out of your work day to come save us.
No problem.
All right, so that's all it was. The line was hitting at full compression. It kind of knocked it down and over and loosened it. Good to go. All right, so we're gonna just nut and bolt check it. That's about all we need to do. It feels freaking fantastic. You saw it going over the whoops. We're gonna do some clearance. We're gonna look at some stuff we might grind down or cut or at least make marks to show Chris, and then he can maybe do that later. But also had some leaky bypasses on the stepchild. The stepchild's been abused for quite a while, so he's gonna rebuild these two guys, and then it's time for a beer.
Oh.
So as you can see, we're doing a full tear down. That's the reservoir. This is the main tube here. Just get a hold of Liberty Mountain Fab if you need anything rebuilt, or especially shock tuning. Yeah, they just hit you up on your Instagram or something.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
Yeah, so there's the shirt. Liberty Mountain Fabrication. All right, that's it. So we got the Demon Child tuned. He rebuilt the front stepchild bypasses. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember to find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at LiteBriteStudios.com. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. So I've been here before in a sports car, and as long as you can see, it's like a slight downhill, slight uphill, slight downhill, and you can see all the way to that other mountain. I may or may not have topped out one or two sports cars back in my younger days on this road. It's quite fun. You just hop right here in the middle, and it's a decently smooth road in a good car. Don't know that I would advise to do that now that I'm older and wiser. We'll go with older and wiser. If I had my Ferrari here, I might not be so old and wise. I saw the road and I'm like, I remember this road back in my younger days.